Hello everyone, welcome back to the Artist Elizabeth YouTube channel, and I missed you all. So I think that I owe it to you to give you a life update, and what better way to do that than to share with you some of the paintings that I created in 2020. Come join me, and maybe you will be inspired of some of the artworks that I created, and I will tell you the stories behind them. It makes me truly happy whenever you comment on the videos that I post here on YouTube, and I truly feel your support. I'm really happy, and I feel like I should give you an update on what happened on the past year, and then why is it that it's just now that I am creating videos again. In the beginning of 2024, I was too busy because I was completing all of the artworks that I will be displaying on our group exhibit for Stockholm Kulturnat, and that is in a made by gallery in the heart of Stockholm. And I will just show here a poster of that art exhibit. It was so much fun because I had two art workshops. It was very exhausting. There's a lot of people that came, but I am just truly happy and grateful to be given a chance, and I'm really excited because there's a lot of people who are interested with watercolor, and that is the topic of my two art workshops for that event. And then after April, I was preparing or creating artworks for those contests that I participated on, and one or two of them I won. And I shared a video here on my YouTube channel on what I won. So if you are curious, go ahead and check that video out because I explained everything on that one. And then, yeah, I won some art giveaways also. And then I got busy again doing art workshops, private art workshops for kids, adults, and pensioners. And also, I had to prepare for this art exhibit wherein there are 101 artists. Konstnärer means artists in Sweden. And this always happens every, was it first weekend or yeah, something like that on September. And yeah, it's from 7 to 8 of September. Then all of the displays is open to the public, but it started from the 6th, so it's a 3-day event from Friday to Sunday at the 𝘆𝙆 Kulturhusvinden, and all of the artworks of all 101 artists are there. And then there's some specific locations where you can find our artworks. After that, on the same month, I had my solo art exhibit on a very beautiful hotel, and it looks like that. It's a huge hotel, and it's Elite Stora Hotellet. These elite hotels have different hotels in Sweden, and they're truly beautiful. Just really terrific design inside. And yeah, it was just such an honor to be able to do an art exhibit here. They provided the welcome drinks for the people who visited my vernissage, and yeah, it was quite fun. I can put here some photos or videos that happened on the event for the vernissage. And you know what, when I was promoting this one, I have the song September because it was 21st of September when I had the vernissage. I chosen this date actually because you remember that song September that I had my vernissage there, and it was such an amazing time. I had my friends come there, and yeah, it was truly amazing. And then this was on, oh my goodness, yeah, this is still September. So my art exhibit run from the 21st of September, from the vernissage day, up to the 20th of October. Unfortunately, it was actually quite short or cut short because they had to renovate the area where I put my artworks. But nonetheless, everything went well. And so this is the last week of September up to the first weekend. Well, it's quite long. I'm not so sure, but let's just say that is from the 28th of September to the 6th of October, wherein we have this Konstfest or Art Fest in Habo, which is a commune in Jönköping land in Sweden. And this is their leaflet. So yeah, and these are the opening hours and all that. And I had a lot of workshops for this one. It had been very busy for me, and I also shared a lot of my artworks for this event, and it was really fun because I get to teach watercolor to people who are newbies. They haven't had a chance to try watercolor yet, so they're completely beginners. And then I have workshop with kids. Let me just see here my schedules. There you go. Sunday the 29th of September, I have the easy watercolor for kids. And then I have on a Monday, that is 30th of September, watercolor techniques for beginners. And that's for teenagers and adults. And then I have spontaneous watercolor workshop on a Tuesday. Thursday, I had urban sketching with watercolors. The last one that I had was this one, and that is watercolor workshop. And this was the one for kids once again. So I had 2 for kids and then 3 for adults. It was a very busy week for me, but it was truly a fun experience, and hopefully I can support them again. That's for September and October. And now on November, I had another solo art exhibit. 2024 had been a blessed art journey for me. I was truly grateful. So on the 8th of November, I had a vernissage in 𝘾𝙆 Hall, and I am going to share on the side of this screen the clips of what happened, and also some of the artworks that I have showcased for this solo exhibit that I had in Gothenburg, Sweden, the city where I lived. And yeah, so it started from 8th of November. It was only supposed to be a week, but I got extended. And yeah, that was really such an honor. And then yeah, it ended on the 15th of November. So the 8th was the vernissage, and then the day after, the 9th of November, I had an art workshop. So there's 2 art workshops for that day. It started with the kids, and then I had adults right after the kids. And then here I had an art workshop once again with kids who are not able to join the first one. And yeah, it was so much fun. I also have given them some live activities on the spot there, and a lot of the stores were quite happy and supportive, and even one coffee shop gave donuts to those kids because I asked them to paint what they see, like doing a live painting or doing a still life. So I tried to teach them that, but with a time limit because of course my workshop back then was only about 2 hours also. And yeah, it was really fun. It was such a nice experience. These are some of the artworks that I have showcased there. A lot of my Philippine themed artworks, and then the recent ones also that I have created, I showcased them there. So that's what happened. And then November has also been very busy because I hosted some events. And yeah, so there was like some karaoke events that I was their master of ceremony. So I was the host for the evening. And then another huge Filipino gathering, like a Christmas party gathering of like about more than 200 people. And now I am going to share with you the artworks that I created in 2024, starting off with acrylic, because I did not paint a lot of acrylic artworks in 2024. So this is one of them. This is actually a mixed media art wherein it is really textured, and what I did here is that I used several materials like sand and then acrylic paste, or like the modeling paste or the art paste, and then yeah, it was just mostly abstract. I just created this as it goes along, and yeah, I really like it.
This abstract mixed media artwork I call City by Day, and then the counterpart of it is this one, and it's called City by Night. So it was an old painting at the background, as you see in there. It was just that, the background part. It's an acrylic pouring, but I wasn't so happy about the original artwork before. It was like this way, if I'm not mistaken. And then what I did is that I put a white acrylic on top, and then I did about a similar thing as I created this one, and just some random buildings, and it's completely abstract, so mostly mixed media once again. And then I put some sand here. Maybe I should share with you how I created this sand before, because it was real sand from the beach that I savored, and then put it in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes to kill any microorganisms that's not supposed to be in there. And then I mix that in with a gesso. So I have an entire jar of it, and some of it are still right here. It's pretty relaxing to do this type of abstract mixed media artworks. And then after that, once I formed the structured buildings, then I painted it with acrylic on top of it. And so I call this one City by Night. After the two mixed media acrylics, now just acrylic painting over here. I painted this with my art collab family, and the topic was Art Nouveau. And I was like, I always wanted to paint a tarot card, and then always wanted to try Art Nouveau style. I didn't have so much time to finish this one. I feel like I should do a little bit more, but yeah, just some of the colors are mostly inspired by Art Nouveau in here. And on the tarot cards, this is what they call the world. So that's why it says there, the world, and different languages. El mundo, il mundo, le monde, and so much more right there. I truly love the world, and yeah, that's why at the back is a little similar to a part of the globe, and just the Art Nouveau colors that resonates with me. So that's what this painting is all about. Now to some of the gouache paintings that I painted in 2024. I do not paint a lot with gouache. I consider myself still a beginner on the gouache realm, but the nice thing about gouache is that it's in between acrylic and watercolor. So it dries fast, but you can also re-wet it, and you can also use it as a, like, paint with it like how you paint with watercolor, and that's what I have done with these paintings mostly. And let's start with this one. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the first ones that I painted with gouache. This is on a small round canvas. The topic for this is red poppies flowers, and so I just painted red poppies on a flower base, and then it is very close to a window, and I just added some elements here wherein I have a painting of what seems to be a view of the outside landscape. That's beautiful right there. So yeah, it was so much fun to paint this. I posted that on Instagram together with the other artists that created about the similar topic also. And then here's another artwork that I created using gouache of different brands. I do not have this physical artwork with me because it's currently on one of the frames since I showcased this one and other paintings similar to the size of it on my recent art exhibit in February. And so the prompt for this one is plant and see. So I just have this plant right here. It's called a snake plant, or the scientific name is 𝙇𝙄𝙆𝙀 𝘆𝙀, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, so that one, as you see, there's a pattern here, right? I love painting windows. So the plant is just there by the window. Once again, open windows, and then the sea view is there outside the window. After that, there's these two paintings right here that I painted, because that one was September, and then I believe that this one was painted in, oh, okay, this one was actually earlier because it was August of 2024 that I painted it. And I painted these two exactly about the same time, and the art collab prompt was paint with white paint only. So I was like, oh, that was cool. So then I will be able to use one of my black papers. And then it was this one that I initially created. I was just having fun, and then I'm doing some brush strokes, but I truly love the outcome of this artwork. So this is the one that I posted on Instagram instead. Beautiful rose. I should grade another one because I was really amazed by this. I don't paint a lot of roses, and when I painted this, I was like, a little bit proud of myself. And then this one, oh, a lot of people actually liked it, and I feel like I should create several more of this type because, yeah, it is something. It's just tells a story. So my imagination is that this is somewhere in New York. Busy street, crowds over there. I did not dare to add some cars, but yeah, just the tall buildings, and then faded here on the side. But yeah, is just white gouache on black paper for both of these artworks right here. And then we have, if I'm not mistaken, this one. Okay, but this one will be October. I think it should be this one first. All right, so when I was the one who have given the theme for the month, then I suggested a gown. So anybody or all of the members of the group can do their own versions of long gowns or whatnot. They could draw an angel with a long dress, or any, or however they imagine it. And so I tried to do it with this one. This is unfinished. That's why this is not posted yet on my Instagram, because I haven't done the details on this white gown. But yeah, I kind of like how I did this very bright windows here at the back, and the soft curtains, and some really pastel flowers over there. However, the one that I have posted on my Instagram would be this one right here. And this elegant woman is wearing a pretty long royal blue gown. So she looks like she could be a queen, and I even titled the painting Queen instead. And I think I have used some of my Shinshan gouache paints for this, and I am just inspired because I have told you on some of my videos that I have a fashion illustration background. So yeah, I created this one, and I like how I did a very soft background right there. Just a simple touch of an elegance of the Renaissance era, and just a little bit of some flowers here. I tried to make this like a chandelier. I do not know if you see that there. But yeah, so those are my gouache paintings. Did I already explain them all? I think I'm missing this one because I skipped on that. So then let me go back to this one. Another gouache painting, but this time I painted this from a photo that I have taken on one of the restaurants in Liseberg, and that is a huge amusement park here in Scandinavia. That is in the city of Gothenburg. So it was Christmas themed, winter themed at that time, and yeah, so that's why there's Christmas tree in there, and it is nighttime and snowy, and yeah, that's why I shared this on my Instagram instead and painted it with gouache. Here I have quite a few oil paintings that I painted in 2024. It's not a lot, but I did buy a lot of oil paints in 2024. And I just keep on coming back to painting with watercolor. But anyways, I tried some Bob Ross type of painting, and when I was practicing, as you see, I used the exact same blue on all of them. I think this is like 3 colors that I have been using. Mostly the exact same red, the exact same yellow, and then the exact same ultramarine blue. So yeah, I was just trying to do a quick one, um, while painting on my comfort zone. I love to paint some things like this. This reminds me of the Philippines, mostly the southern part, wherein they could have these boats that they use for fishing. So yeah, that's what inspires this very tiny practice painting. And this is another practice painting. Just mountains and then sea and then a crazy blue sky over here. Oh goodness me. Okay, this was supposed to be like, I don't know, I was just testing the colors and I was like, just randomly painted it a little bit and make it seem like it is a crazy storm in the middle of the ocean, something like that. And then, of course, I tried to paint the Northern Lights on this cute round canvas. There's a waterfall in there, and there's this mist that is produced by the water falling right there, and so on. So, yeah, I should do more. I need more practice. As you see, these are the only paintings that I created, and yeah, for the lack of practice, this is how it went. The ones that made it to Instagram are these 3. This one is the first one, if I am not mistaken, or was it this one? I can't remember, but yeah, here I was also asked to share a topic, and then I shared an actual photo of this one, and this reminds me of 30th birthday of my friends. We are all born about the exact same year, so everybody turned 30 on that year. And we were celebrating on a beautiful island here in Sweden. And yeah, that's a real photo of it. I will show you here on the screen how it looks like. So yeah, that made it to Instagram. Here's another one. The prompt, if I'm not mistaken, was like wild animals in your country. And of course, I have chosen a moose. I didn't want to paint all of the crazy details of the moose, so I tried to limit myself. I'm the kind of person who loves to paint all the details, but I was like, okay, let me try something different. And so this is how it looks like, and I tried the misty thing again. And of course, it's winter night. Not so obvious now that I am looking at it, but yeah. Let me know what you think about this painting as you see it, because the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You might be seeing things that I do not see. And then this is from another painting that I took from one of my travels on one of my favorite cities, which is Riga in Latvia. This is like a photo of the sunset. They're on the beautiful bridge on their main park close to the universities. So yeah, there's like a bridge over there and beautiful reflection on this tiny stream or canal rather. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I will show you how it really looks like here on the screen. And so those are the very few oil paintings that I created. I don't even want to consider it's like, ooh, paintings, but oil painting practices that I created for 2024. One quick artwork that I created using colored pencils, polychromos in particular by Faber-Castell. This I created in June 2024. And the topic for the art collab for this one is summer desserts. And so I have here a glass with some like lemon ice cream, and then it should be another ice cream here which is orange flavored. And I have one there that's green also, so I was thinking that that could be a green apple flavor. It's very tropical, this one, but I have mint, I have chocolate there. I have some brownies here at the bottom, and then a slice of orange right there. So yeah, I don't think that this is finished or whatnot, but that's how it looks like for the very small span of time that I created this one. And I know I should do a lot more pencil arts because you have no idea how many pencils I have. I even have the entire polychroma sets and the super big wooden box that I haven't shared here on my YouTube channel, but hopefully I will do soon. But yeah, so I think this is the only one that I created that made it to Instagram. So now I am going to share with you another form of media art. Here are the artworks that I created using pastels. So mostly for the three of these are hard pastels, and then this one right here is soft pastels. These are just regular pastel papers, and or yeah, I think this is pastel paper, but these two are mixed media paper. And this one I just painted a beautiful door that I saw just walking around in the center part of Paris, France. I will put the photo here on the screen, and I was like, I am always fascinated by doors, so I have a lot of photos of different doors for when I travel, and those are my inspiration for a lot of my paintings. So yeah, that's that. And then this too, there should be another one. I just cannot find it. And I was experimenting on how to paint with the hard pastels and using different papers. So I have a black paper here and then a natural or like a brown paper. And yeah, I think I was way too light-handed for this one, and just doing some random tricks like colorful or pastel trees. Here's like a little bit more enchanted looking one. That's a very muted pastel trees right there. So yeah, not my best work. And since I am not a pastel artist, yeah, this is not really the best of the best. But there are some pastel paintings that I created in 2025 that you probably would like. So go ahead and check out my Instagram. Once again, that is at the artist Elizabeth. And here another one that I created during a Mola Cafe painting cafe event with Wester's Art one Saturday morning. And yeah, there is one of the participants who brought her soft pastels with her, and then she has this pastel paper. This was the one from Sinolier, the one that has some texture on it, almost similar to a sandpaper. So she shared that with us, and then I painted this one, and yeah, it was something that I haven't really ventured that much before, doing landscapes using pastels, but it was so much fun. I just put those three birds right there as my final touch, and those are the pastel paintings that I created in 2024. So coming up is a bunch of watercolor paintings, and that's quite a lot. So I think that I am going to just probably share with you some of them, maybe about five or so, and then I will share with you all of the other watercolor paintings on the part 2 of this video. Here are some paintings that I painted using only one paint from my favorite Daniel Smith watercolors, and this one is this. Then I am going to put this for here. This one is this one. Then I am missing you. And from my collection of Daniel Smith Primatech, I am going to grab this one. I will start off with this painting right here, which I have painted using Serpentine Genuine by Daniel Smith. So it is a spontaneous watercolor painting. I have the video of this one on my Instagram, and after I put watercolor and water in there, then I used glass pen to sketch this one or scratch the paper with it so that it will have this texture and this drawing on the paper. I really love how it turned out, especially right here when some of the brown parts or browns from the Serpentine Genuine have really settled on the mountains like so. Really stunning. I love it. So beautiful. And that's what I love about Daniel Smith Permatex. A lot of the watercolors, when it dries down, it granulates so beautifully and it separates with different colors also. Another spontaneous watercolor painting that I created is this one, and I used this Rose of Ultramarine by Daniel Smith painting, and this one has several pigments. We have PB29 Ultramarine and Quinacridone Red, which is PB19. So as you see right there, granulation comes from the PB29 and the beautiful quinacridone red right there. And so that's a lot of water, and then some of the pigments I put here on the foreground. Then afterwards, I use this glass pen to draw all of these grasses, and then this trunk, and then the stems, and it's like a winter scene, which is this color instead. Obviously, I painted this during the winter time in December 2024 using Payne's Gray that I'm almost running out. And yeah, so just a winter scene, put a tape on it, lots of water, and then I also used some salt for the effect over here on the sky, and then that it's a very wintry night here. And yeah, just softens here, and then like leave some parts so that it looks like there's a lot of snow on those areas and even on the roof of the house. This next one is a painting that I painted only with Imperial Purple. Imperial Purple of Daniel Smith is the complete opposite of Rose of Ultramarine. The pigments are exactly the same. Quinacridone Red PB19 and Ultramarine Blue PB29, but as you see, it's the PB29 that we have a lot of here on this tube. That PB29 is the pigment that is more dominant for this one, and that is why it's more purplish here as compared to this. It's more of like a pinkish red. So I just painted a vase by the window. You know how much I love painting vase by the window. So yeah, that's one of it. And then last but not the least, one of my favorite colors is Cascade Green. Cascade Green by Daniel Smith. There's two pigments here. There's PBR7, pigment brown 7, which is usually raw sienna. And then there is PB15, and that is phthalocyanine blue or phthalo blue. And that is how it looks. I just love how Cascade Green looks like, especially when you use it with a lot of water. Here on the background, you see the separation of the PB15 and the PBR7, the raw sienna there. Really stunning. And then on the cups, or the mugs rather, well, as cups, and then I just used quite a lot more pigment as compared to how washed the background is. So yeah, so all of these paintings are painted with these single tubes by Daniel Smith. And that wraps up this first part of the video wherein I shared with you a life update of me as an artist in 2024, sharing you my art exhibits, art events, art workshops that I participated onto, and the paintings that I created in 2024. So please go ahead and check out the other artworks that I have posted there on my Instagram. It's at the artist Elizabeth, and then I have a backup Instagram which is painting by Elizabeth. So go ahead and check it out, and please let me know how your 2024 had been or how your life has been also. And if you have any favorites from the recent artworks that you have seen, let me know also. But I feel like we're just getting started. You will see a lot more paintings on the part 2, and most of those are paintings that I have shown on my art exhibits. So the ones that I feel like were somewhat the good ones. And thank you so much for always being here, always supporting me. Brings me so much joy and happiness, and thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy painting and keep on creating art. See you on my next video.